Hello everyone, and thanks for stopping by to Scrap and Craft with Terry. Today we're going to make cascading envelope pockets for a journal insert. And I saw this on one of Scrapbooking with Me's videos, and I thought it was a pretty cool idea. So mine is not exactly like hers, similar, but you take someone else's idea and you make it your own. So we're going to go ahead and get started. If you like my video, I just ask that you give me a thumbs up and check out my other ones. So we are going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to have five pockets, and this is our base, and it measures about 8 inches by about 4 1/8. Now you would make this, if you're going to put it in your journal, you would make this to fit your journal. So all you have to do is size your base, and then you size all of your envelopes to go with it. The very back envelope is the same size as your base. Okay? So we're going to start off with the back one, and these are made with the junky envelopes, the ones that you get in the mail. And if you don't have them, you can use regular envelopes. So this one started out at about 8 1/4, because I just tore my paper. You're going to score 1/4 of an inch and fold it under. Now, I went and cut off this second layer of the envelope because it made it too bulky. And first, before you cut your envelopes, you want to glue this shut. And then this outside edge you're going to cut open. Just take a little tiny bit off. And when this is folded down, then your pocket will be closed. See, your pocket will be closed. But like I was saying, I cut the inside part of this off just because it was a little too bulky. So this will make it a little bit flatter. So let me see. Do I want to? I think I want to decorate my envelopes before I put them on. Now that I have this laid out, this is just a little tiny bit longer than my envelope. Maybe I don't know if I did that for a reason, or maybe I'll cut this off when it's done. Not sure. We'll see when we get there. So I'm going to do the underneath side first, I think. So I just cut my papers, and I'll have to trim this one off because the underneath side is a little bit shorter than the top. This goes all the way up to the edge. See, and then this hangs off just a little. I might have overcut both of them just so I could trim them. I'll keep saying might because I don't know, it's been waiting a few days. So you can use your glue stick or any kind of wet glue that you want. I'm just going to use my Fabri-Tac again. I think I'm beginning to like it a little bit more lately again. So just try to line up your edges. And now if you like to ink, you can go ahead and ink. Either my envelope is not straight, which is a possibility, or I cut my paper wrong, but I cut my paper on the paper cutter. So we can always ink, but I'll just cut this little tiny bit off here. I probably cut my envelope with my scissors. Okay, that looks better. And then I'll just go across the bottom and I'll just trim this off. Now after I do, excuse me, a couple of these, I will probably go off and glue everything together just so it doesn't take so long. And then you want to make sure that you come up like about to your fold. And it doesn't matter if it has the windows in it because we're going to cover them up. This would be a good project if you want to do photos or that, because you can use these as photo mats. In the front or the back, either one, and then you're going to have a tag in there. And then this would just glue down to here and flip up. Isn't that cool? That's cool. Now when you flip this up, it's going to be open, so I would probably say glue this edge shut. I'm not real sure if she did that or not, but I think I'm going to. I'm just going to glue this edge shut because we don't want our stuff to fall out. Okay. So that'll make an enclosed pocket then with that glued shut. And then we'll just want to make for sure that we don't glue any of our pocket because we don't want to have to make our tag smaller. Let me see. Here's my tag. This is my tag. I may have to make it smaller anyway. Yeah, I'll have to trim it off a little bit. And then I'll trim this edge off. Like I've said in the past, sometimes it's hard to tell what your tags are supposed to be until you get everything glued together. Wait a minute. This is my tag. That's my background. What am I doing? Glad I didn't cut that. Find the right side. And then I can get in there maybe. Now I'm going to round my inside corners, so this will still have to be trimmed off a little tiny bit. Yeah, this will have to be trimmed. So when I go off to glue everything else, I'll trim my corners, but I'm going to round this inside edge. Let me put them up there with that so I don't get that mixed up. Now on the inside of my flap, because you want some journaling space somewhere, I just cut some notebook paper. I looked to see, I didn't have anything that was lighter weight that had lines on it, and I didn't want to take the time to stamp all of them, so I just did notebook paper. So you can do whatever you want. You don't have to have lines on them. Now I figured I would just cut them narrow because I want the outside to show. Let me see what I did with my little spreader jobby. Probably right in front of my eyes. And then we'll just flatten it out a little bit. And the Fabri-Tac doesn't really ripple your paper, so I like that also. So you can journal on it and you can still see your outside. You can decorate it, put little flowers, butterflies, tags, anything that you want like that. On this side, I'm not going to put anything because I want to leave it so if you want to put a photo on, then you could add a little piece of paper or something, or you might have a longer photo. So on the front of these, I'm not going to add pockets or anything. The only thing I'm going to do at the bottom is I'm going to add some lace just to dress the bottoms up a little bit. And if you want your corners rounded, you can round your corners. I just really like the paper, so I want the most of the paper to show as possible. But you can go back in and you can add anything that you want to it, or you can wait until you're getting ready to use it and then decorate it to match whatever you're going to use it for. And I think that's a good idea. So I could have left the lace hang off, but I wanted it to just be flat on there. So until I trim my tag, let me see. I don't think I made this one go all the way to the top because it's going to be underneath. I'm going to decorate this when I come back, okay? So I'll have to decorate, or I'll have to cut my tag while I'm off, because I'll probably have to trim all of the tags. So I'll just go ahead and move on to this one. And then we can pick up where we left off at. Now this tag is 6.5 inches long. They're all approximately the same width, 4 1/8. And you want to try to have the same width. And what I'm doing on these also is every other one is going to be like the flower design or hearts or something like that, and then more of a solid color with just a little design through. So I'm doing every other one so it's staggered. Okay, let me get my stuff all together here and put back what belongs over there. So on this one, I'm going to have the green as my top piece. So I'll just go ahead and do it backwards from what I did the other one, and I'll just start on the outside. So I'll have to trim this one also. It's better to have to trim than fall short. You just want to watch that you don't cut your envelope open. And if you do, all you have to do is put a little glue on the inside, because I'm sure it wouldn't be the first time that an envelope got cut open where it wasn't supposed to. There's that one. And then we're going to put this on the inside. And I tried to kind of match colors from the outside and inside together. And with the Fabri-Tac, I have just a little bit of time to move my paper around. You don't have that with the art glitter glue. Then we'll trim this one off. So on the inside, again, I'm going to put this. Let me erase my pencil mark. Let me see. I made this like 2 7/8 by 5, so I'm just leaving a border. And you can still see some of the designs through the back of this, and that's kind of what I was shooting for. Because the paper's so pretty, I don't want to lose the designs. And then on this paper, I didn't cut this top strip off where the little dashes are at. That was like the top of the paper pad, but that doesn't bother me in the slightest. And why waste the paper? So I might have to trim just a little tiny bit off of this, just so it folds down even or easily. So let me just open this up a little bit, and then I'll glue my envelope shut. Sorry if I'm going off the camera. Just want to make for sure that my flap folds down like it's supposed to. Okay, so let's glue this shut now. There. There, still have a little tiny piece. Okay. Now we'll just go right across the top here and glue this down. If we just dab it a little bit, maybe it won't spread the glue too far. Okay. So now I'm going to go off and finish putting these papers on. I was going to show you this also. I should have showed this one first. This is what I was talking about on the envelopes. This little part right here. So I just cut it off. And then it just reduces that bulk. Just like that. And then these only score over quarter of an inch, I'm pretty sure. No, it's a half an inch. That's what I told you wrong. It's a half an inch. Okay. All right. Be back shortly. Okay, so that took a minute. Now, I don't know if I gave you the dimensions of this piece of paper or not, but it was, if I did, it was wrong. I cut it again at 10 inches by the 4 1/4 because it just wasn't quite long enough. I kind of messed with it while I was off. So I'm going to go ahead and put our lace across each one of these. I could have done that while I was off also. Sometimes when I'm off camera, I also go off and do other things that I have to do, so sometimes I lose my train of thought. But if you don't want to watch me add to my lace, you can just fast forward, because as I have said in the past, I don't speed up because I don't know how to do that. When I try to do something different with my videos, I mess them up. So we just don't speed them up. So I don't even know if I asked how everyone is doing. Hopefully everyone's doing good. I keep saying that there's a lot of this influenza going around again. I sure don't want to catch it. Hope I'm in the camera where I belong. You would think with the bitterly cold weather that we've had for the last little while, it would kill off some of these germs. So while I was off, I trimmed my tags so they all fit. Like I said, just a little bit ago, I would rather have to trim than have to recut something because it's too short. One more. Nope, I got that one already. Okay, so we're done with the lace. Now, we can go ahead and start gluing these down. I cut all of these at a little bit of an angle. And I'm just going to start by gluing it at the top. And I want to say that this might only be my second waterfall, so hopefully it turns out okay. So I just want to line it up at the top. And if it is too short on each side, I can trim it, or I can just let it be a border. I went ahead and glued around each one of my envelopes because, you know, these envelopes, they're all mass produced, so they're really not all straight. And probably because, you know, I don't cut real straight either when I cut my envelopes by hand, so that could also be a factor. So I just went ahead and inked them with a pink, a lighter pink. Make sure I'm kind of getting them even there. So see, when you flip them up, each one is a solid and each one is a design. And yeah, it's going to have a little border around the outside, and I think that's just fine. Now, like I say, if the one that I'm doing, if the lengths are too long for your journal, then just cut them shorter. I didn't think about my papers for in here either, so, well, I'll have to, when I'm all done, cut me a few strips to put in between there, just to make it look a little fancier. See, now this one is just the right width. That's what I'm saying, these envelopes aren't all the same size. They're off just by like a hair. And then when I get all done, I can trim this bottom off. And then I can tell you the finished length of it. And this envelope here is a little narrower, but it is junk journaling, so it's all good. So we have our flaps. If I lay it this way, then I know you can see it. And I think they're all laying down pretty good. Now this one on the top could just be like a small journaling space, add a little piece of paper, or you could just add a flower, but I figured these could be good photo mats and journaling spaces. So I think this was a good idea that she had. I like it. And then I think since I'm going to mark this and cut it on my trimmer, seeing how there's a little tiny border, I'm just going to leave a little tiny border. And then I'll just ink it. Then it'll all kind of match. So I just cut a little bit off. Let me see. Yeah, so it's just a little tiny border. And we'll just ink it a little bit. Now if you want these corners rounded, you can round them also. I'm just going to leave them like they are because I didn't round the outsides of the envelopes. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and decorate up our tags. Now all I'm going to do with the tags is I just cut little strips and I'm just going to glue them across here. Glue one across and one up and down. I don't want to add a lot because then you can't, then you don't have enough space to write. This is also out of that paper pad. It was like, I actually think I put it down the wrong way. It was like a banner. And this was also the top part because there's the little black dashes. Now I have glue on my fingers. So we'll just kind of hope that that's even, seeing how I moved it around so much. And then I'm just going to put this one up this way. And this is also off of the top because it also has the little dashes. But it's pretty paper and there's no sense wasting it. Oh, I don't want all that glue on my scissors. And then I probably won't do it on video, but then I'll go around and ink the outside of my tags. And then on the side, I'm just going to add the little pull. And then we know that it's in the pocket. And I just kind of did these by, to match like the background because so many different colors and everything going on. So I'm going to go off. I'm going to finish all of these tags and I'll be right back. Okay everyone, this is just a little while later because I had to be off for just a little while. So I went ahead and finished this. On the front, I decided that I just didn't want that top plain. So I just added a little tag. And I didn't glue it down all the way. I just glued it at the top and I put a little paper with a little strip of the designer paper on, and it says be happy. So we have our lace on each pocket and our tags, and this one overlaps the little bottom strip, but it's because it's so narrow. So I wanted to have the tabs on so you knew that there was a pocket in there. Now this didn't cover real good right there, but I got a strip in there. I don't know. Maybe later on I can just add one that's a little wider, but you just have to watch that it'll fold. And then this card or this tag, I don't know what that is. That's something on the paper. This tag the tab overlaps a little too because of the size of the tag. But you can put photos on the tags, or you can journal. You can put photos on these and journal on the back. Then we have this one. And now we're getting into bigger tags. So even if you journal on this side and put a photo on this side, it's bigger, or just use it all for journaling. And then we have our back. Kind of don't know that I like the orange hearts on the orange hearts, but that's what we got. And we have this one. It's good size. And a good size tag. I like these little strips like this. And then we have the back for journaling. And then on our last one, we have a big tag. Now, most of them I was going by the color that was on the back, but I didn't want two orange tags together. So I just decided there was green in these flowers, so I decided that I would make this tab green. And there's green in there. So just kind of wanted to mix it up a little bit. And then the way I did this on the tags, I thought I would just go ahead and do this on the back flap, and you can do journaling on there. And then you can, if you didn't want to glue this down, you could tuck it in a big pocket, or, you know, just glue it in your journal. So that is my video for today. I think it turned out okay. Turned out probably better than what I thought it would. So let me know down in the comments what you think. And I hope everyone comes back to see my next video, whatever that might be. And until then, everyone, happy crafting. Bye for now.